Welcome to Shanti-Peace for Mathematics. In my previous video, we have learned about what is the neighborhood of point, and also we have talked about the functions of several variables. So with that two concept, we'll define another things that's called the limit of a function. So recall the functions of one variable, the fundamental concept which is used again and again to define a various other concept like a continuity, differentiability, integration. Also its fundamental concept is a limit of a function. So as we have recall what we have did in your case of one variable, if you have given y is equal to f of x as a function, if you want to say that f of x approaches to L as x approaches to x0, then by notation that we are writing as limit of f of x is equal to L if x is approaching to x0. That means x is going near to 0, f of x is approaching to L. And in the geometrically, if you can see, if this is the point x0 over there, if this is the function, then you are moving towards this side and towards this side. That means there will be a two limits is there, that is the limit, right hand limit and left hand limit. So if this limit is exist, we can say that the right hand limit is exist and left hand limit is exist. According to that, here it is L. If this point, this neighboring point is approaching to them, and according to that the neighboring point of this one is approaching here. Okay, so that is the concept of a limit which you have studied for functions of one variable. Here the same concept we are doing for functions of two variables. So what is the situation? F of x y, that is the functions of two variable which approach the limit, approaches a limit L which is in R as f of x y approaches AB. What do you mean by approaches? That means it is arbitrary close to L. And what do you mean by f of x is approaches to AB? Sufficiently close to AB. Concept closeness, we have a notations of a distance between 2 points which is already defined in R2. So the natural way we are saying that f of x is approaching to L or xy is approaching to AB, the distance between them is approaching near to. Now what do you, how we define the distance between these two? We have defined by a neighborhood. That is, the if you have a point AB, then we have defined a two neighborhood, a rectangular neighborhood, another one is a spherical neighborhood. And so any point xy in this neighborhood, so that is the xy point and is approaching to the point AB. That is a fundamental idea about the neighborhood that you have. So what is the requirement if you want to define a limit of a function? Your first requirement is the function domain should be an open set, because it has to be contain some open sphere or open neighborhood. Let D be a open subset of R2. So f is a function from D to R. We says that f of x y approaches a limit L belongs to R as xy approaches point AB, and that we can write as limit of f of xy will be L as xy is approaching to the point AB. Now in mathematical notation, the in the case of one variable, what we can write is, this is in the definition of epsilon-delta definition for given epsilon greater than 0, that I am talking about the functions of one variable. There exists a delta greater than 0 such that mod of x minus x0 less than delta, deleted neighborhood, which implies f of x minus L less than epsilon. So it says that if your x is in this deleted neighborhood, then your f of x should be in the neighborhood, epsilon neighborhood of L. Now here we can talk about the one neighborhood, that is the neighborhood on a real line. Here we have a neighborhood of this point AB. The neighborhood of this point AB is a rectangular neighborhood, or you can take as a spherical neighborhood, whatever it is. And we have already talked about how they are equivalent. So by the definition we can write as 0 less than mod x minus a less than delta and 0 less than y minus b less than delta. That is the rectangular neighborhood of point AB. With these two conditions implies that f of xy minus L is less than. As this point xy is approaching to AB, f of xy is approaching to L. That means the distance between f of xy minus L is small as much as you can. So here you have, for given epsilon greater than 0, there exists a delta greater than 0 such that you have this condition. This also can be write as your xy is belongs to deleted neighborhood of AB with radius delta, implies mod of f of xy minus L is less than epsilon. This also can be written as 0 less than x minus a square plus y minus b square root of that less than delta, implies mod of f of xy minus L is less than epsilon. This definition or this one, that's way we can define the limit of a function. This limit is also known as a simultaneous limit or a double limit. There are different names of this limit is there. So let's have the first example. Find the limit of f of xy as xy approaching to 1 to, where f of xy is x. If you have a xy is equal to x, you can find out what is this limit. So by the definition, what we can say, to find delta greater than 0 for given epsilon greater than 0 such that 0 less than x minus 1 less than delta and 0 mod y minus 2 less than delta, this should implies f of xy minus some L. That L we are need to find out what should be that L is. So first we guess whether this limit is exist or not. So let's say, suppose if possible the value of that is L. Since you have f of xy is x and mod of x minus 1 is less than delta, it is obvious to take your L as 1. Why? Because you can, if you take this as a 1, so what you will have is x minus L is less than epsilon, and if you choose your delta as epsilon, this will you choose your delta as epsilon. So need to find out that delta, for given epsilon is given to you, you need to find out what is the delta. So if you choose a delta as this epsilon, what you will have is, for given epsilon greater than 0, delta equal to epsilon, such that 0 less than x minus 1 less than delta, 0 less than y minus 2 less than delta. This will implies f of x y minus L, which is exactly x minus 1 less than epsilon, because x minus 1 you will have here, which is given to you, which you required as a less than delta. So that's things is less than. So that means what we can say is a limit of f of xy equal to 1 as xy tends to 1 to point. Let's have the another example, that limit of xy tends to 1 to 2x plus 3y equal to 8. So first you should note that what is the f of xy. The f of xy is 2x plus 3y. What is your point AB? here it is 1 comma 2. And what is the L limit? It is 8, which is given to you. In the previous example it was not given. You need to find out the limit. So if this limit was not given, first you should find out. That can be easily calculated by taking these points here and putting this point here. So if you put x is equal to 1, y equal to 2, you will have 8 as answer, because it is 2 into 1 plus 3 into 2. So 3 to the 6 plus 2, it is 8. So that is the value of limit is there. Now what we can have, let epsilon to be given. What we want to find out delta greater than 0 such that it should satisfy this thing, that is 0 x minus 1 less than delta, 0 mod of y minus 2 less than delta. This two condition implies that f of x y minus L less than epsilon. But what is this f of x y? F of x y, that you know, it is 2x plus 3y minus 8, L is 8, less than epsilon. That you required. So what you required is this condition. So I am starting with this. Consider. So what we need to do is, you should understand that we need to take this epsilon is given to you. You need to choose, or you need to find out, you need to find the delta here. So you calculate this delta, which will depends on epsilon, which satisfy this condition. So I am starting with this side, 2x plus 3y minus delta. So this technique which I am using here, that technique will work for each and every example. So what we will have is, here you have x minus 1 you need to given as a less than delta. So I am setting up that x minus 1 here in this place. So for that I am adding and subtracting minus 1 here, and y minus 2 is here. So I am adding and subtracting minus 2 here. Minus 8 is already there. So if you can expand this brackets, and you can write down this is as 2 into x minus 1 plus 2, because if you multiply this with 2 and this will 2, you will have this, and if you multiply this 3 with y minus 2, this will be 3 into y minus 2 plus 6 minus 8. Why this is 6? Because this 3 is multiplied to 2 which you have. So that will give me, and this 2 plus 6 is 8, which cancel with this minus 8. So you will have is 2 into x minus 1 plus 3 into y minus 2. And if you use the, as you know, this result, mod of a plus b is less than or equal to mod of a plus mod of b. This is known as a triangle inequality. So using this triangle inequality, and also one of the things, c into a will write as mod c into mod a. Using this equality, we'll write this as less than or equal to 2 into mod of x minus 1 plus 3 into mod of y minus 2. And already we have in this x mod of x minus 1 is less than delta, and mod of y minus 2 is less than delta. So using that quantity, we can say that this will be less than 2 into delta plus 3 into delta, provided 0 less than mod of x minus 1 less than delta, and 0 less than y minus 2 less than delta. If so, that means we can say that that will equal to 5 delta, and that is less than epsilon if your delta is less than epsilon by 5. So the question was to calculate what is the delta, or thus what we can write is, for epsilon greater than 0, there exists a delta will be less than epsilon by 5, such that 2x plus 3y minus 8 is less than epsilon when this mod of x minus 1 less than delta and mod of y minus 1 is less than delta. That means your point xy, it is in deleted neighborhood of 1, 2. With this we can say that limit of 2x plus 3y is 8 as xy tends to 1, 2. Next example I am taking, to that limit of 3xy is equal to 6 if xy tends to 1 2. So here what is your f of xy? Let us list down what is given. 3xy, what will be the point AB? It is 1 2, and what is the limit? L is 6. Here also, if the limit is not given, you can calculate by putting the value, and it will be easily calculated. So what we need to do here, let epsilon to be greater than 0 be given. We want to find out delta greater than 0 such that 0 less than mod x minus 1 less than delta, 0 less than y minus 2 less than delta. This two condition or inequality will implies f of xy minus L is less than epsilon. So here also I am starting with this side, that is considering this is, and again the question is to calculate a delta which depends on epsilon. So I am starting with f of xy minus L. What is your f of xy? It is 3xy. L will be 6 as you have here. Now again what we did in the previous example, we are setting up this x minus 1 and y minus 2 in place of xy. So what we do is, the technique which we have did above, it is the same technique will work here. That is, I am adding and subtracting 1, and in y I am adding and subtracting 2. So you have this. Now if you multiply this two brackets with the x minus 1, y minus 2, so this x minus 1 is multiplied to y minus 2, x minus 1 will multiply to 2, and this 3 is also there, so it will be 6 x minus 1. This 1 is multiplied to y minus 2 with the multiplication with the 3, so it is 3y minus 2, and then you will have plus 6 because this 3 is multiplied to 1 and it will multiply to 2, so that's why it is 6 and minus 6, and this 6 and minus 6 will cancel out. Using the triangle inequality, we'll have 3 into mod of x minus 1 y minus 2 plus 6 mod of x minus 1 plus 3y minus 2. So what will be this? This will be the less than 3 delta square, because mod of x minus 1 is less than delta and mod of y minus 2 is also less than delta. If this is the condition is true, then we can say that this is the less than delta, this will also less than delta, so that's why it is 3 delta square plus 6 delta plus 3 delta. Now here you cannot say this is equal to epsilon, because that's having a trouble with the non-negative epsilon, because there is a delta square. So that delta square you need to remove as a delta, or you need to convert into the delta. So for that what I am doing is I am taking as a delta is less than 1. So if delta is less than 1, we can say that delta square is smaller than delta. So that we can write as 3 delta square will be the 3 delta plus this is 6 delta plus 3 delta is 9 delta is already there. So this condition is true if delta is less than 1. It will be 12 delta, and if this is less than epsilon, provided your delta will be less than epsilon by 12. So now on delta there will be two conditions is apply. The first one is you have chosen your delta is less than 1. Another condition you have chosen your delta will be less than epsilon by 2. So that means whatever the minimum out of that 2, so that means you need to choose your delta will be minimum of 1 and epsilon by 12, whatever the value of this delta is there. Using this, what we can say, for given epsilon greater than 0, there exists a delta which is minimum of 1 and epsilon by 12 greater than 0, such that 0 less than mod x minus 1 less than delta, 0 less than y minus 2 less than delta, implies 3xy minus 6 is less than epsilon. So therefore we can say that limit of 3xy as xy tends to 1 to will be 6. Let's have the another example, that is the third example. Prove that limit of x square y plus xy square will be 6 as xy tends to 2 1. So what is the point x? What is the function? That is x square y plus xy square. What will be the AB point? Will be 2 1, and what is the limit? It is 6. Epsilon greater than 0 be given. We want to find delta greater than 0 such that 0 less than mod x minus 2 less than delta and 0 less than y minus 1 less than delta, because your point is 2 comma 1, and this two condition will implies f of x y minus L is less than epsilon. So again you are calculating what is delta. So consider in the same manner x square y plus xy square minus 6, because your L is a 6 you can have here, and this will be your function f of xy, that is x square y plus xy square. Now as we have did the above, the same technique will be used here. Instead of x you just replace x minus 2 plus 2. So you're adding and subtracting 2 here, adding and subtracting 1 in this place. Here is also x, so you are adding and subtracting. In place of this x we are doing that. In place of y we are adding and subtracting minus 1 minus 6 mod. Now this you can expand as a plus b x square. This is your a and this will be your b. So that we can write as mod of x minus 2 plus 4x minus 2 plus 4 into, so this whole product will multiply by y minus 1 plus 1 plus over there it is y minus 2 plus 2, and I'm expanding this as a and this as b. So that will be y minus 1 square plus 2 times y minus 1 plus 1 minus 6. Now if you multiply this brackets with this, so what you will have is x minus 2 square into y minus 1. So first of all this y minus 1 will multiply to each of this quantity, plus 4 into x minus 2 into y minus 1 plus 4 into y minus 1. So this y minus 1 is multiplied to all these 3 that we have here. Now this 1 is multiplied to all these 3, that will go gives you x minus 2 plus square plus 4 into x minus 2 plus 4. Then here it is the same thing, same way we can expand, that is x minus 2 will multiply to all these 3. So that will be x minus 2 into y minus 1 square plus 2 into y minus 1 x minus 2 plus x minus 2. This 2 will multiply to all of these 3, the 2 into y minus 1 square plus 4 into y minus 1 plus 2 minus 6. This minus 6 is already there, and this 4, 2 and minus 6 will cancel out, and using the triangle inequality what we can write this is as, this will be the less than or equal to mod of x minus 2 square into y minus 1 plus 4 into x minus 2 y minus 1 mod of that plus 4 into y minus 1 plus mod of x minus 2 square plus 4 into x minus 2 plus mod of x minus 2 y minus 1 square plus mod 2 into mod y minus 1 x minus 2 plus mod of x minus 2 plus 2 times mod of y minus 1 square plus 4 y minus. Now again this will be the less than delta cube, because this is for delta square, this is for delta square whenever, and 0 less than x minus 2 less than delta and 0 less than y minus 1 less than delta. If this condition true, then this will be the less than delta cube plus 4 into delta square for this plus 4 into delta for this, 4 delta square plus 4 delta plus delta cube plus 2 delta square plus delta plus 2 delta square plus 4 delta. This is further we'll write less than, because what we can have, this is delta cube, so I cannot take this as epsilon and take it further, but what we can take is delta is less than 1. If I take delta is less than 1, delta cube is smaller than delta square, which will be the smaller than delta, and delta is already less than 1. So what we can say is delta cube and delta square will be the less than delta. So using that, what we can write, this is less than delta plus 4 delta plus 4 delta for this, 4 delta plus 4 delta plus delta plus 2 delta plus delta plus 2 delta plus 4 delta. So all together if you add them, this will be 24 delta, provided if delta is less than 1. Okay, so if you want this is less than epsilon, then what should be your delta is? Delta is less than epsilon by 24. So what is your delta? You have to choose the minimum of 1 and epsilon by 24. So with this delta, you can say that this limit of x square y plus xy square will be 6 as xy tends to 2 comma 1. So that is this example. Let's have the another example. I am giving you as an exercise this example homework. To that limit of x square plus 3y is equal to 4 if xy is tends to minus 1 1. Try to do this example yourself. Now let's have the another example with the rational polynomial. That means example like prove that limit of xy tends to 1 1, 2x square plus y square upon 4y plus x is equal to 3 by 5. Okay, so this is a rational polynomial that you have, that is px upon qx, and in this we need to prove that the limit of this function is 3 by 5 as xy tends to 1. So here what is your f of xy? F of xy is 2x square plus y square upon x plus 4y. What is your AB point? AB point is 1 1. What is your L? It is 3 by 5. So here also we need to find out, let epsilon greater than 0 be given. What do we need to find out? Delta. So find delta greater than 0 such that 0 less than x minus 1 less than delta and 0 less than y minus 1 less than delta implies f of xy minus L is less than epsilon. So I am starting again with this. Consider what is f of xy, that is 2x square plus y square upon x plus 4y minus 3 by 5, that is L. So taking LCM, what we get is this 5 will multiply here on the numerator, that is 2x square plus y square, and this denominator will multiply to 3, that is 3 into x plus 4y, and the numerator have 5 into x plus 4y. So we'll have this, that we can write as, expand this numerator, you will have 10x square plus 5y square minus 3x minus 12y upon 5 into mode of x plus 4y. Now you should note that here this quantity I want to show this is some less than epsilon. So for that you require to show this will be the greater than something, or the denominator, or 1 upon mode of x plus 4y, you should show that this will be less than 1 or something. Okay, and this x and y is arbitrary value, so you cannot say directly this is 1. You don't know what is this value is. Okay, so you cannot say this is less than 1. So you need to show, you have to do something to convert this will be the less than some delta or some quantity in terms of delta. So for that what we are doing, we are just having this condition x minus 1, mode of x minus 1 is less than delta and mode of y minus 1 is less than delta. So that means your x is between minus 1 delta to 1 plus delta. Due to mode of x is less than a, you can say that x is between minus a to a. So due to that we can say this, and here is also we have the same thing, 1 minus delta is less than y less than 1 plus delta. Now what we need to make is x plus 4y. So you multiply this inequality by 4, so you'll have minus 4 delta less than 4y plus 4 delta. So you will have this. Now you add this two inequalities, that means this inequality and this inequality. So if you add this to inequality, what you will have is, you will have 5 minus 5 delta less than x plus 4y less than 5 plus 5 delta. What you get is, if you take a reciprocal here, then you will have 1 upon 5 plus 5 delta is less than 1 upon x plus 4y is less than 1 upon 5 minus 5 delta. If you take the reciprocal here, you will have this. Now what you require is this quantity should be, if this quantity should be less than delta, which is depends on delta. So if I choose this is as a less than delta, then I can find out what should be the condition on delta, so that this quantity I can show that is less than delta. Okay, so you got the point. So I am taking that is 1 minus 5 delta less than 1. So that will implies 5 minus 5 delta is greater than 1. So that will implies minus 5 delta is greater than minus 4. That will implies delta is less than 4 by 5. See, if you are not understanding any steps, you just pause your video and try to see one more time if you are not understanding any steps. Okay, so that will be easier to you. Now what we can say is, as we have converted our expression, this expression into this form, so that expression I can write as, this will be the less than 1 by 5. 1 by 5 is already there, this 5 is already there, and this quantity and 1 upon x plus 4y I can say that it will be less than 1. So that means what we can write, let us write one more time here, that is 10x square plus 5y square minus 3x minus 12y, that is the above quantity as I have written as it is, 5 into x plus 10y 4y, which will be the less than 1 by 5 mode of 10x square plus 5y square minus 3x minus 12y. Now again, this is provided if your delta is less than 4 by 5 is there. Okay, if your delta is less than 4 by 5, we can say that this quantity 1 upon this quantity will be less than 1. Now again, as we are doing the same technique above, in above example, replacing this x square, y square, x and y with x minus 1. So for that I am adding and subtracting 1 here, adding and subtracting in y also. The same thing I am doing for this also. So you will have this. Now you make a square of this, so that means expand this quantity. So you will have 1 upon 5 mode of 10x minus 1 square plus, and I am multiplying together with that, so it will be 20x minus 1 plus 10. In the second bracket you will have 5 1 minus y square plus 10 y minus 1 plus 5. Last you will have 3x minus 1 plus 3 minus 12 y minus 1 plus minus 12 more. Here is also minus. So you can just see that minus 12 minus 3 will be minus 15, and that 15 will cancel out this. So you can write, and also you know that a minus b is there, that is also less than or equal to mode of a plus mode of b. So So using this inequality plus triangle inequality, we can say that less than or equal to 1 by 5 10 mod of x minus 1 square 20 mod of x minus 1 plus 5 y minus 1 square plus 10 mod of y minus 1 plus 3x minus 1 plus 12y minus 1. See, we have used this quantity here. This minus will convert into the plus because of this. So now this will be less than, I can write as 1 by 5 delta square 10 delta square plus 20 delta plus 5 delta square plus 10 delta plus 3 delta plus 12 delta. If 0 less than x minus 1 less than delta and 0 less than y minus 1 is less than delta. If this condition is there, that we can say, as if you can calculate, that will be the 34 delta by 5 if delta is less than 1. Again, if delta is less than 1, delta square is less than delta, and that is less than 1, that we are choosing. So that means, and this is less than epsilon if you want, if your delta will be less than 5 epsilon by 34. Your delta will be minimum of 5 epsilon by 34, 4 by 5, that we have also chosen above here, that we have taken. One more condition we have taken, and the third condition we have taken is delta is less than 1, but 4 by 5 is already less than 1. So if you write 1 here, then it's not make any sense. So that's why it is only these two quantities are required. So due to that delta, so we can say that for any given epsilon you choose this delta, therefore the limit of the function, that is 2x square plus y square upon x plus 4y, will be 3 by 5 as xy tends to 1 1, you can say. Now I am giving you one exercise homework for this. Limit, prove that the limit of xy less than 1 1 x square plus y square upon x plus y equal to 1. So try to prove this. Let's have the last example for this video. Here in this example I am taking as the trigonometric functions. So prove that limit of x sine 1 by y plus y sine 1 by x is equal to 0 if xy tends to 0 0. So what is your f of xy here? The f of xy is x into sine 1 by y plus y into sine 1 by x. Your point AB is 0 0, that is the origin, and your limit is also 0. Let epsilon to greater than 0 be given. Find delta greater than 0 such that 0 less than mod x minus 0 less than delta, 0 less than y minus 0 less than delta, implies f of x, that is x sine 1 by y minus y sine 1 by x minus 0 is less than epsilon. So again I am starting with considering this inequality. So here also the question is to find out what will be the delta. So x sine 1 by y plus y sine 1 by x minus 0 I am starting with. That by triangle inequality we can write as mod of x mod of sine 1 by y plus mod of y mod of sine 1 by x. You have this, I can write as less than mod x plus mod y less than or equal to, because sine theta is always between minus 1 and 1 for every theta. Due to sine function is between minus 1 and 1, we can say that this will be less than 1, this will be less than 1, that's why it is this, and this will be the less than 2 delta because your mod of x is less than delta and mod of y is also less than delta. Due to this we can say that this is 2 delta, and if you want this is less than epsilon if your delta should be less than epsilon by 2. here choose your delta as epsilon by 2, less than epsilon by 2, and so you will have, you can say that if your x is less than delta and your y is also less than delta, this too implies that f of x y minus 0 will be less than epsilon. For given epsilon greater than 0, there exists delta will be less than epsilon by 2, which is greater than 0. Okay, so that's it for this lecture. Let us recall what we have did. We have, in this lecture we have did just one thing. We are discussing about the definition of limit for functions of several variable, and we have solved some examples related to it. One more thing I want to mention here, that in the one variable case you have the limit x0 here, which is approaching x minus delta to x0 plus delta. So you'll have a two limits, right hand limit and left hand limit. If these two limits are same and that is equal, it's same, we can say that the limit is exist. But in the case of two variable x0 y0, if you have the point in a plane and you have a neighborhood here now, because that neighborhood you can take as a rectangular neighborhood or spherical neighborhood, whatever the things you can take. But now there are many paths towards going towards this point. It is not just two paths, because you are approaching to this point. So that's why that two limit or two way definition, or as in the first variable case, it will not applicable here, because there are many paths, and you have to, if you want to say that the limit is exist, that means you have to take every path which approaching to this point. So with that note, I'm closing this video. Thank you very much. If you have a like this video, please do press like button. If you have any comment, suggestions or questions, please drop down in a comment box. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Sayonara.